All right, I'm gonna get going. Okay, so got a nice session planned for today, quite a stretchy session. All right, so you mute your mics, and if you need to talk to me, then you can unmute yourself and ask me a question. Okay. So yeah, let's see who's done that. I think you've all done it. Right, brilliant. Okay, so let's do our weight transfer as usual. Coming up onto your balls of your feet, flexing your toes, circling round. If you want to get your Franklin balls out, you can massage your feet to do your Franklin balls, which might be really nice. If you've been doing any running, I think Chris does running. Yeah, just sort of do that nice movement with your feet if you have them. If not, then you can think about all those circles, sort of playing the piano, coming up and down, maybe pushing back and forth even, those sort of movements like that. And you can even walk around a little bit. It's nice to sort of walk around and sort of evaluate your body as well, see what's going on with hips. It might change from day to day. You've got your stretches as well, that one, sort of walking along your mat. Just get everything nicely moved. Also, just to let you know, guys, I have ordered a big roll of bands. Obviously, when we go back to classes in the hall, I won't be able to share my equipment. So I have ordered a band, a big roll, and I can cut it up and I can send it to you, to those who want it. So yes, I'll let you know what I've been doing. Right, let's do our arcing. Let's push your hips back, bend your knees, hang your head, let everything go. Exhale there. Rock to the front of the foot, push away the ground. Inhale, eyes are just open. And settle. And now let's just nicely waver ourselves down for the next one. Again, let your neck hang, let your shoulders hang. Feel that in your lower back. Exhale there. Rock forward and breathe in. Inhale, eyes are just open. And settle. Okay. That's a bit wide. Let's take it into rotation. Fingertips nicely tapping into your sides. No tension, no holding. Just really get into that back and that movement. Maybe you feel like you want to sort of do a few stretches here and there, test out your movement for your back there. And remember that down up movement, that is important for you to gain more range, more rotation and so on. We'll do a few more. 3, 2, and 1. Let's do standing side stretch. And reaching up, breathing in, and exhale, come back. And playing with your movement. Maybe taking it behind you, maybe taking it more in front, maybe taking it more across, and even hand playing as well. So palm down, 3 and 2 and 1. Hold here. Exhale, soften knee. Inhale, reach, come up and over and change sides. Breathing in as you reach, and exhale, come back. Again, rotate. Lots of nice movement there. We'll do a few more. 3 and 2 and 1. Exhale, soften knee. Inhale, reach, come up and over. Lovely. Vibration. Lots of nice vibration today. Getting those shoulders nicely moving. Hips nicely moving. All these kind of things. This one's quite nice actually for loosening. So if you bend a leg and just do some swinging, that actually sort of loosens the hip joint. It's better if you are on a stair, I have to say, because you can let the joint hang. But yeah, I would bet that's quite a nice one to do as well, sort of this rocking movement. If you're straight with the leg, which you might see, that's toning, and we're trying to loosen our joints up before we start moving. So that's a really nice one, but quite effective if you have a stair near you. You can sort of hang the leg off the stair. It's quite a good idea. Let's do some self-massage, lower back. We were focused on that quite a lot last week. Hopefully you felt quite a lot of freedom last week in your back. Hamstrings as well. Nicely massaging those hamstrings, knees, calves, neck. What is it today? Have you been, well, I'm sure you've been in the garden, but have you been gardening or doing something a little bit more strenuous? Okay, so you should feel nice and warmed up. Let's get down onto our hands and knees. Let's do our cat. It is hot outside today, so I've planned a bit more of a stretch session, but let's get our mobility going. So hands nice underneath your shoulders, nice long spine, down towards the ground, coming up into your C shape. Maybe you're taking it back. Maybe you're taking it more directly up. Perhaps you're thinking, I need to stretch the left side of me. You can hang there. Or the right side, hanging there. Or you can bounce and rock. Get your neck moving. Shoulders flowing. Just lots of lovely movement today. Lots of things that flow your body. Neck. Holding over to one side, perhaps. Good, a few more like this. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, let's draw head towards knee. Exhale in. Inhale, lengthen. That's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Changing sides, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, okay. Reach back into your shell stretch. Have a little moment there just to breathe. Inhale, sides and back of rib cage. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale and come all the way up. Okay, we're going to start off with our toes and rocking. I'm going to rock back. We're stretching my toes here. So I've got my toes tucked underneath me. It's also a quad stretch. And I'm going to rock back again and flatten out my feet. So now my ankle is lying flat. And so is the top of the foot there. And I'm going to repeat that. I'm alternating that movement. Okay. And back and forth. If you have any knee issues with this one, I would probably maybe kneel on a cushion perhaps, or lessen your range of movement. Maybe this is your range of movement perhaps, if you struggle with that sort of bend in the knee there. So lots of little ankle play there. Some people experience cramp when they're doing this exercise. It's simply because the feet aren't always used to pointing or flexing, especially if you wear certain types of shoe, maybe for work or whatever. So yeah, just nice movement there. Good, we do a few more like this. 3, 2, and 1. Great, okay. Right, so I'm actually going to cross my legs like that now. I'll show you from the back. All right, they're going to be crossed. And I'm going to sit back on them. All right, so I'm crossing my legs basically. It's probably an easier way of saying it. So I'm crossing my legs. I'm now coming up and then coming back down. Again, if that is hard, then just repeat what we've just done. All right, now I'm really noticing that I'm rocking over to my left. So I'm going to try and rock to my right a little bit. Okay, we'll change sides. So at the moment, I've got my left foot in front of my right. I will change that over in a minute. Otherwise, it is very one-sided. I've started rocking from my left, and then we're rocking over to my right butt cheek. Hope that makes sense. Remember, unmute yourself. You're thinking, Laura, what are you talking about? In my head, it makes sense. Okay, so yeah, I'm rocking as I'm coming down onto my left and rocking onto my right butt cheek. I'm going to do one more of those and switch over. All right, now this is where it feels probably weird doing it the other way around. I feel really off crossing my right leg in front of my left. And I find it harder to do the exercise for sure. So I'm on my right butt cheek, but I'm going to rock over to my left as I come in contact with the ground, like that. Hope you can see what I'm doing there. I'll show you from the front as well. So I'm rocking, okay, and then I'm rocking to my right and then back to my left. Okay, feels really off that way. But you've got to think to yourself, this is again random movement. You probably did it as children. Maybe not quite as surgeon, but we crossed our legs for sure. We'll do a few more. 3, rocking over to your left. Right butt cheek in contact, rock over to your left, and 1 more. Good, lovely. Coming back up. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we're now going to reach back. I'm going to slide a hand back and I'm going to reach it forward. Now, I'm probably not going to take it into many toning versions on this particular exercise. So I'm going to focus on wrists and the ribs for the now. Wrists and ribs. So if you want to take it into the more toning versions, you can do, but that's not the focus today. There is obviously tone in your ribs now, but not to the extent if you were doing a press up. I'm also going to take it out and round. So now there's more circular movement, shoulders moving. I'm looking in the same direction as my arm as it moves round. Again, you might wish to continue with this movement. If you're thinking, oh, Laura, my knees can't take that, then maybe go back into a cat rather than all the rocking movement we're currently doing, or kneel on a cushion. Do a few more here. 3 and 2 and 1. Lovely. Reach back into your shell stretch. Be a little bit more active with our shell stretch today. Just imagine I'm pushing into stones there and I'm rocking, getting some nice movement going through my shoulders, the lower back, the hips, and then come all the way up. Great. Okay, so I'm going to roll up my mat quite thickly. So it might look like that. Okay, and I'm going to face you while doing it. And I'm not going to be sitting on the wedge today, because sometimes when you're doing lots of rocking and things, it becomes a little bit irritating if you sort of roll off your wedge. Okay, so you have your traction there. Just got that nice bit of movement there, just sort of opening up the spine, okay? And then we're going to cross our legs in this position. This is like a mermaid position here, okay? And then, well, just to be a nuisance, if you felt quite comfortable there, I'm going to switch over. I'm placing my hands behind me for balance. Okay, so again, now we have mobility involved, our hips are nicely moving, and I want you to be nice and long through your whole body. Okay, obviously as you go back, there might be a little bit of a tuck, but as you take your hands back, that's where you should be able to keep your length really, because you're sort of counterbalancing. All right, okay, we'll do a few more like that. 3, 2, and 1. Let's now do some without the hands. If you feel that you still need the hands for your balance, then sure, use them like we did a minute ago. Getting those hips nicely moving. If you're feeling hot, if you need a drink of water, please do so. It is hot today. It's nice to have a little bit of a little mini heat wave. Makes being in our situation a little bit easier. So just a few more like that. 3 and 2 and 1. Lovely, good. Right, I've finished in this position. I'm going to take it into a little stretch. I currently have my left leg bent and my right leg is behind me. So it's same arm, same leg. I'm going to take my right arm in front, okay? So if my right leg is behind me, I'm taking my right arm in front. So obviously if you're mirroring me, then it will be your left arm in front and your left leg back. Okay, now with that position, I'm hoping you should feel a stretch in your left leg. That's if you're mirroring me, which is the one you should be bent over. All right, and then come up, change, and then slide the other arm over. And again, you should have a little bit of a glute stretch. On this side, for me, I have to change my position ever so slightly. So I've had a little bit of rotation there so I can get a bit more of a deeper glute stretch. And you might notice that one side, it feels way easier to achieve that glute stretch than the other. And you might have to sort of rotate your body slightly or push down with it a little bit, like rotation and maybe. Just so you can sort of feel that stretch and all those muscle fibers. Like we've talked so many times before, it's not, we know we're not linear. We're very much chaos inside our bodies. And it's good to sort of feel those other muscle fibers that don't necessarily get that attention. And I'm so pleased you guys do these classes because we need that random movement in our bodies. So we'll just do a few more. That's 3. And that head turn definitely helps. So I've sort of turned my head to my left, to my right, and that sort of changes how the muscles in your bottom feel. Last one, sliding, and then coming up. Good, 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 good. Just hang over your legs. Have a moment there just to breathe or grab a drink of water. Inhale and exhale. Coming up, breathe in and exhale, come up. Great, okay, so let's roll out our mat. I want you to lie on your back and take it into a nice back massage. Stick the part of your wedge to your feet. Okay, so zip to your feet and nicely rocking from side to side there, like to get your neck moving, get your shoulders moving, get your hips. Lots of lovely movement. I'm going to come have a little look at you guys. Carry on with that rocking. How you all doing? Yeah, I like the range of movement that Anna has. It's really good. Alison also has a good range of movement. I would say let's keep our feet about hip distance apart. You'll have a bit more control over that range. Because if I've got my feet together, I can't control that movement. I'm going over too far, and that's way too much arch for my back. So you can see it's curving. I've got no control over it. So by placing your feet about hip distance apart, you have a bit more control of where you can go. Your back is a little bit longer. And also, you might notice a stretch in the front of the thigh as well there. Okay, so you've got that nice movement. I'm going to add a bit more push with mine. So I'm going to start pushing into the ground, pushing your feet into the ground. Feel the stretch going through the front of the thigh. And if you're not sure, if you can't feel it, then push more, put more energy into the floor. The floor is your tool. It's your equipment. Okay, because you're using what's called ground reaction force to push off the ground. Good, let's do a few more here. Nicely pushing. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good, okay. So let's have a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. Taking one leg up, I don't mind what leg you start off with. And have a little scan. We're going to have a little massage, and we're going to have a little bit of a pull with that leg coming towards us in a minute. You might notice that when you extend the legs to begin with, that the leg doesn't nicely lengthen out, but hopefully it will once you've done the movement and stretch. Start scanning the back of the leg to begin with. So let's have a nice little bit of a massage, maybe a roll and push even. Okay. Once you've sort of found where you need to be, normally hamstrings, sometimes it can be behind the back of the knee, it can be pretty tight. But yeah, just give yourself a little bit, just give those muscles a little bit of encouragement to move. Everyone's hamstrings, most people's hamstrings actually are becoming a lot shorter, so I've been giving a lot of psoas stretches as well, which is the groin area, more sitting. Okay, so I feel like I've sort of massaged that quite nice. You could probably do it a bit more, but I'm going to take my one hand on my back of thigh and one hand on my calf. I'm going to gently pull that a little bit towards me so I feel the stretch. A little bit of a point and flex of the foot as well. And you can carry on doing a little bit of scanning if you wish, a bit of massage. And you might notice how that knee finds it a bit easier now to hopefully lengthen out a bit more. When you point your toe, notice what that does. When you flex, notice what that does, what changes in the leg there. So when you point, that should be a little bit more hamstring focused, maybe less strain on the back of the knee. And when you flex, that'll be more calf and sort of the knee insertions there. So when you point, that should be more hamstring. And then you should notice that you should be able to bring that leg a little bit even closer to you. Good. Okay, I'm going to bring that leg down. Do a little bit of rocking with it before you actually pop it completely on the floor. Maybe some jiggling. Nice massage there. And plonk it on the floor. Before you move on to the side, have a little rock from side to side. And then we'll do the other side. So here we go. So again, lengthen up the leg. Place one hand on the back of the thigh there, one hand on the calf, and just have a little scan up and down the leg. And once you've found an area that you feel you might need to encourage to let go, try some rolling and pushing. Not push and roll, but rolling and pushing. And it's not even that hard either. The sort of less force you put into the body, your body sort of will let go more. The more force, the more painful it is, the more your body puts up a resistance to that. So it takes longer to get into the muscles. Once you feel you've achieved a little bit of let go, then again, you can sort of do what we did before, sort of pull that leg a bit to you. Carry on massaging. And again, flexing, pointing. Do you have a better leg than the other? And I wouldn't really worry about, I get sometimes asked questions about going directly. My hips want to go out because I have, obviously, we all have ball and socket joints. So my joint sort of goes out and round. If you're super flexible, maybe you don't have those issues and you can just bring that leg right back. But my leg goes slightly out to the side. So don't worry about going too direct. And actually, I like to play with set angles. Like I'm just taking my leg slightly across as well. And then do a little bit of pointing and flexing and see what's different about that. Okay. And again, you can sort of carry on with a bit of massage in between, a little bit of a pull, point and flex. Starting to give, it should be, you know, these are developmental stretches. That's why we can spend quite a lot of time with them. And sort of incorporating the massage into it as well really does help. Because sometimes stretching can be boring, especially if you're holding one position. That's why it's nice to sort of have that play, have that change. But adding a little bit of massage sort of really gives you a bit more of understanding of what muscle fibers feel really tight there and what needs to be focused on. You should really start to let go, actually. 3, 2, 1, bend that knee, take yourself into a bit of rocking there. Place the foot down and rock from side to side. And those legs should feel nicely moved. Yeah, I'm just going to come have a look at you guys. Lovely, yeah. And as you're rocking out, actually, I really like what Chrissy's doing, actually. She's sort of emphasizing one side. She's doing a couple of pulses each side with that rocking. So, for example, a little bit of a push. That's quite nice. And that's a gentle tone as well when you're adding in that push. Sort of getting a bit of arm tone in there. And should feel quite nice through the hips too. We'll do a few more of your rocking. 3, 2, 1. Great. Okay, let's place one hand on the knee, one hand on the foot. I'm bringing the other leg to join it, and I'm doing some circles now. And again, rocking from side to side. And this is all really lovely moves to the back. I really like doing the circles with this glute stretch. Just because I feel like it gets into the back. Don't forget to sort of change direction as well. And what's also nice to do, if you struggle with hip mobility, adding a little push with the hand into the knee can be really nice. I'm not pushing very forcefully. I'm just waiting for a little spring back with it. So it should sort of spring back to you. And if you keep repeating that a little bit, then you should notice how the hips sort of get further and further away from you. It's only slightly, but it's a little bit of give. And I quite like that one as well. 3, 2, 1, change sides if you haven't done so already. And again, rocking, going side to side movement. And again, that sort of spring of the hip. And you should notice a definite difference in the hips with that one. Okay. Just a few more moments here. 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Bring your knees into your chest. Have a little rock there. Have a little bit of movement. Maybe back and forth with the legs. Maybe circles. Or maybe circling one leg or circling the other. Bit of squeezing, bit of rocking. What feels good for you? Maybe you're doing something I haven't suggested. Maybe you're sort of doing some sort of flowing asymmetrical movement with the hips. 3, 2, 1. Remove your wedge underneath you and slide up both legs. And then you're going to reach arms overhead as well. I'm just drawing my navel in a little bit, so I'm not sort of arching my spine too much in this position. I'm just going to draw my navel in, but you still want that curve to the back of the spine there. So I'm really going to be reaching with my feet, trying to get to the other side of the room, and also my fingertips to the other. Really just trying to reach. Trying to draw in that navel as well, so I'm not popping out my chest too much. And you might notice a tummy tone when you do that as well. Just do a few more moments here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lovely. Okay, rock to your side, come up to a seated position. We'll do some breath work and we'll do our balances to finish. Here we go. Breathing in and exhale down. And again, breathing in. Exhale down. We'll do one more. Good, lovely. Taking your time coming to a standing position. And I'm going to move my mat to one side. So I find the balances are a bit better, not on a squidgy surface. I'm going to do our balances. Here we go. Breathing in. Exhale. Hope you feel a lot freer, a lot more stretched. And we're going to rock ourselves over to the right. Try and relax, and you might find the balance is a bit easier. And here we go, breathing in, exhale, and again, One more here, and then we'll change sides. Rock over. And a few more. Good, lovely. Breathing in. Exhale. Take it into your arcing. Push your hips up, bend your knees, hang your head, let everything go. Exhale there. Rock to front. Breathe in. Inhale. Eyes just open. Lovely. And thank you for joining me today. Hope you feel nice and stretched, and hope it was a very appropriate lesson for today's heat.
Thank you. I enjoyed that. That was good.
Good, lovely. I'll see some of you Friday then, and enjoy the rest of, well, enjoy the weather.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.